Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm and energetic welcome to Suresh Dhawan.
Come on, get up, guys. Up. Join me. Up, all. Get up. Everybody stand up, please. Follow.
Like they never left. They see a gang from in a ghetto and kicking the door.
Okay, follow me.
Revenge is in the hands of a law.
Follow.
So magical, you better know what you want, what you asking for.
Follow. Here go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you guys. All right, music, thank you very much. Wow, amazing. So nice to see everybody here. Let me see now so do you all remember everyone's name here? You sure? No, who knows everyone's name here? Committee not included. Committee also don't know. Excellent job. So let me see if I remember, okay? So hide your names. I want to see. Okay, good. So I've got Alina, Bhavani, I've got CP, I've got Srinimas, I've got Iyas, correct? Full? Yeah, Iyas, of course. Then I've got Dr. Philip, I've got LH, I've got Sri, I've got Thiru, correct? Good. I've got Anila, I've got TP, I've got Vivian, I've got Sulin. Is that Sulin? Sulin, I got Faisal, correct. I got Johan, Jackson. That's Tun Mahathir for your information. Mahathir Muhammad, full name, correct. So you got Tun, you got Shafiq, you got Young, and you got Anton, correct? Then I've got Mirijan. Yeah, Mirijan. Sandhya, I've got Kim, I've got E.T., I've got Liz, correct? Then I've got Siva, I've got Darren, I've got Nandini, I've got Dr. Preeti, correct? I've got Peter, PK, I've got Kulwant, I've got Sasi, I've got Ariwa. Excellent. I've got Verena, I've got Chi at the back there, I've got Dr. Stanley, correct? Cameraman's name is Izab. Betul? Very good. I've got Jules the Beautiful. Right, I've got Peter, I've got Edwin, I've got Jega, I've got Hakim, I've got Grace of God, correct? Very good. I've got Bharati, I've got Saf, I've got, what is this? I've got Fabian, I've got Aminath, and I've got Imam Mahdi here today. Yeah. Mahdi, good. Then I've got, of course, Angela, Vikram, I've got Sumati, I've got Kuti, I've got Mok, correct? Then I've got Landy, Peter, I've got Amar, and I've got, of course, Michael, you are not. Michael are not, right? Of course, I've got Pal, I've got Yasmin, I've got Rani, I've got Vanessa, Farida, and I've got my darling Sen. Is that right? Okay. And Michael here. And what's my name? Absolutely right. Absolutely. Thank you for reading. Very good. What? This table, I got Usha, I've got Denwa. Great. Okay, I got Ellen on the back there. All right? Very good. So, who? Who else? Irvin. Then I've got Lingesh. Then I've got Lingesh, Gurpreet, correct? Right. And one more guy, Darvish, correct? Absolutely right. Okay, good. So they're doing a good job? Okay, so I'm probably the second last keynote speaker, am I right? After this is my good friend Jega, right? Now, we've gone through so many lessons. So today, my topic is on flourishing into the top 1%, the 5 Ps that transform my life. Now, why did we all get into business? Now, I'm sure all of us are passionate about what we do, but why did we get into training, into speaking? Why? What do you want? Money, very good. Only Siva wants money. The rest of you, what do you all want? More money. Okay. What? Happiness. Okay. But with business. Sorry? You want to join? Michael wants to join politics, eh? Oh, okay. That's Chris, by the way. Okay, good. So, everybody has a story. So, my topic, flourishing into the top 1%, the 5 P's, 3 things I want you to focus on. Is that okay? The first one is the word flourishing. What does it mean to me? Right? And number 2 is top 1%. What am I talking about when it comes to top 1%? Right? Now, everybody has a story. Oh. All of you who are, so this is what the audience gets. That is what the wife gets. So you have to spice up life a bit, okay? Now, very early on in my career, I realized that I was not made for employment. I was not. I was made to do my own business. The person that constantly reminds me of that is my ex-girlfriend, who's now my wife. Ex-girlfriend, who's now my wife. And she said, you cannot work with people. So I went through a crash course of HR. Being hired, then I hired, onboarded, then promoted, and then confirmed, and then fired. I had that experience. And I had that experience, a crash course within how long? 4 months. Yeah, so I remember my first job, I was in sales, Singaporean company, and my boss was very excited, very high energy guy. So there was one argument that we had, and he said all the flowery words, all start with F. F you, all not so nice words, right? So being a very responsible person, you say, give and take, correct? So when he said all those words, I gave it back with full power. So in fact, I got hired within 2 months. Normally you get promoted or you get confirmed first? Confirmed. I got promoted first. Then I got confirmed, then I got fired. So now, but because of that, I got a chance to go into my next job. And in that next job, I remember very different, not training at all. In that next job, once while riding back home, I asked myself this question: wouldn't it be nice if I could speak and make money? Honestly, that thought came to my mind. I think it was Dr. Philip. Dr. Philip, eh? The light shined from the other motorbike and went to the other car at the back, Mine was in the other angle, doctor. So that thought came in. And interesting, that was in the year 2000. All right, 2000. 2001, I joined PDL. You all know PDL? Dato' Lawrence's company. So, some of us know him as the founder. We were in that team that founded Maps, right, in 2001. And from there, then I joined PAL. You all know PAL? One of the guys wearing turban, Oh, there. Yeah. Yeah. So I spent the next 4 or 5 years, I think, in the training world. And very interesting is when you're working for a company, like in Dato's company, let me tell you a bit. And I joined PDL, it was already 27 years old. It was already a flourishing company. Dato started training in 1974. I was negative 2 years old. Still floating around in my past life, not sure. Okay? So then I landed, boom, okay. So 1974, his first group of, that first group he trained, only 4 people. And people asked him, what are you doing, Lawrence? Because that time Lawrence had not Dato yet. Because he was an engineer with telecoms before. And they said, what are you going to do now, Lawrence? He said, I'm going to do training. And said, what have you been training about? Dogs, cat? He said, no, people. So he started at that time, right? So I was very privileged. I joined that company. And after that, I got a different field. Then I joined Learning Edge. I got a different field. Learning Edge was 3 years old when I joined. Now, moving forward, I realized this is what I want to do because I always had the idea that one day I wanted to be free. So for me, flourishing means freedom. See, freedom. All do this, guys. All do this. Titanic. Yes, very good. Correct. Freedom. But freedom... Okay, thank you. Sorry? Yes, all my brothers from different mothers. Okay, very good. So freedom. Freedom means what? Financial freedom. But my idea of flourishing is, I don't have to worry about money. I can go wherever I want to go for as long as I want to go with whoever I want to go and not worry about money. For me, do business, that's what you should do, correct? So I have a choice because people talk about passion all the time, right? People talk about passion. So for me, if I'm going to go into business, then I talk to my good friend. You all know Robert? Robert, my good friend, no? So I remember I was thinking, okay, go into business, Suresh, who to talk to? The money guy, cash flow quadrant, all that. I know that he wrote the book. What's the name of the book? Rich Dad? Then my other friend wrote a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know who? Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Very good. You know him also? Know of it? You don't know him, eh? So I asked Robert. So Robert told me this. He said, Suresh, if you want to go into business, you must keep in mind that 95% of all businesses fail in the first 5 years. Make sense? Right. So there is a risk, which means 1,000 companies start today, 50 will make it up to 5 years. Anybody here 5 years in business? I mean, doing your own thing. Great. So you are already the 5%. Now, already good. So great. Yeah, good. Very good. 5%. Now, then he said, but Suresh, that's not all. That the 5% that remain, that 50 people, 95% of them will fail. Right? Right. Which means if you got 50 people, only 2 or 3 will survive. And that's less than 1%. So how many of you 10 years and above? Excellent. Now give them a hand, guys. So you are already, in fact, the 0.5%. Cool? How many of you here 20 years and above? Wow, you guys you are from a different planet. Yes. So you already have, see the room, yeah? So you have people like this who have made it. So for me, my whole talk today is about this 1%. And this is not the only 1% I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about money. Because we do business, we want to make money, correct or not? If not, go and join charity. Why take the risk? Why take the headache? Cool? So the 5 P's are what helped me out. So, you see, So I told you we had tea. Y'all don't believe me, I know. Huh? That's the same tie. What are you talking about? It's the same tie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. This version better looking. I know. No, where got 6 fingers? Okay. Never mind. Okay, so the 5 P's. Hello, attention. Okay. The 5 P's. Would you think that one of the 5 P's will be passion, correct? Yes? No? No. Okay, passion not part of it. See, all of us have passion, agree? All of you have talent, correct? Yeah, but talent and passion, not enough. Not enough, right? Not enough. So I have a confession to make. I got a confession. Yeah? My confession is this. When I started my business, 2006, we made 1 year's income in 5 months. Okay? 1 year's income in 5 months. I left Sunway Group 27th of July. I started my first gig 2nd of August. I haven't even incorporated my company yet. And we already got business, right? And interestingly, at the end of November, December, I realized life is cool because I had 10 months of backup income and I already made 1 year's income. Cool. So why are people talking about business being so difficult? No such thing, I'm having a cool breeze. But then coming to the end of the year, school holidays time, watching advertisements, then I realized next year, 0 booking. 2007. Remember what happened in 2007? Globally, what happened? Global financial crisis. I'm starting out. So first year, great. 2007, not aware that's going on. So what happened was 0 booking, 0 appointments, nothing. So now frantically, what do? I pick up the phone, I call. People say, Suresh, we already decided who we want to choose. Maybe ad hoc jobs we will give you. So now, what do? So I realized that time, passion and talent, not enough. Makes sense. So then what do? When you're down, you look at all the gurus. We trust all the gurus. And they talk about all kinds of inspirational, stuff. Think positive. Yeah, Jim Rohn, our Zig Ziglar, Anthony Robbins. Then you got the rest. Right? So I was thinking, how? But these people are, they're all, in fluff in the air. You don't know them. But then I knew one person. So I knew this one person. I'm thinking, how did he do it? Because we were so busy in the office delivering programs. I had times 90 days I'm speaking, training non-stop. That's called flourishing. Dato would take 30% deposit just to book his date. For me, that was the idea. And he was a millionaire. Not millionaire, multi-millionaire. Make sense? He had 2 4-story buildings. He traveled everywhere business class. Every room we got was standard. He would get deluxe. Every hotel we go, there will be a parking lot ready for him. I said, that's the life I want. But now I got 0 booking. What to do? But one thing was for sure. What's one thing for sure? Can you read this out for me? What's this? What's this? Hey, louder. This business. Hey, millionaire must be louder, brother. This business builds produces millionaires. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, very good. Thank you. So in my mind, that would be my target. I grew up in a family, my father said, it would be very nice, Suresh, if I had 5-figure income. For him, that was a big deal, civil servants. He said it would be very nice, if I had $1 million, I will resign immediately, those days. So I'm like, that should be my benchmark. So interestingly enough, we started our business 2006. 2009, we went international. I'll share how that happened as well. And in 2012, 6 years after business, we hit our first million revenue. Okay? And I'm telling you, so I want the Malaysians to know, I mean, everybody, but especially the Malaysians, because I think Malaysia is a very mature country when it comes to HR training speaking. I feel. Because I've been around, and some people are even more senior than me here, and it's very possible. I've done it. We made $1 million. But to be fair, our team is quite big. My team is quite big, so you're thinking 1 million, not easy, Suresh, correct. Our team is quite big. We have about 2 people. I only have 2 people in my team most of the time. Now you can choose. You want to build a business with 20 people, with 200 people, you want to list your company, you want to do it one person, one man show, I leave it up to you, but there are many roads to Kuala Lumpur. Okay? Many routes to. You're in Malaysia, not Rome. Many routes to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, cool. So in my mind, if they can do it, I work for somebody like that, they all talk about it being possible, it should be possible. Right, so come, let's give you a bit of information. Now, based on the Global Wealth Report, so for me, making $1 million not enough. Because you can make $1 million and spend 1.2 million, agree? What's the point? Doesn't make sense, correct or not? So you must make $1 million, you must have $1 million. So for me, the standard for measurement for wealth is net worth. Can you see? Top 1% net worth. So can you guess? Let me see some guesses. Can you guess the top 1% in the world, globally, what do you think would be their net worth? Net worth means minusing all the liabilities. They have basically either physical or liquid cash, right, that they can actually use. What is the 1% of the world's net worth? For a trillion, 1%, no? Wow. So I got 1 million, I got 10 million, I got 1 trillion, someone, what else? Give me. 1 billion, 100,000. Sorry, it's just? No, individuals, the 1% of the world. So what do you think they have, much? Siva? So, come, I'll show you. It's 1 million USD. If you have 1 million USD in net worth, you are 1% of the world. Is that okay? And there are 60 million millionaires in the world. This business produces these people. Do you understand? No need to, I want you to understand this. So it's not about you have to become, this business, in fact, for me, probably is one of the easiest businesses with the least amount of capital, with the highest amount of potential to be able for you to become the 1% of the world. Not many other professions have that ability. But the problem is not everybody is able to achieve. Because they need my 5 Ps. Okay, so that is in the world. Now, I know there are some people from different countries. I took the liberty of putting a few countries in there, but I've missed a few, so I'm sorry. But let me share with you. So this is 1.1% of the world, yeah? So you have in different countries, come, the United States, you want to be the 1%, you need 5.8 million. Cool? Let me stand there. 5.8 million, or already 22%, 22 minutes. Okay, Australia is 8.3 million Aussie dollars. South Africa, is it called ZAR? Rand, okay. And then you've got United Kingdom, it's 2 million pounds, at least. Germany is 2.5 million euros. India, 1.45 to 1.65 crores. Singapore, 4.7 million. You need 16 million ringgit now. Equivalent, And Malaysia, guess for me, to be our country, Malaysia, top 1%, how much? How much? Not 1 million, bro. 750,000. No. In Malaysia, Malaysia, you got standard, okay, Malaysia. Malaysia, 2.2, 2.6. Million, to be the 1% of the country. This business will bring you there because we already hit this. Now, if you make 1 million a year since 2012, every year you have 50% profit margin, you think after the next 10 years you will hit or not? Of course you will hit. You keep your cash flow low. I'll keep your costing low. So for me, that's very important. So there are a few things. There are a few things I want to share with you. So these are my 5 Ps, okay? Cool? So get ready? Pencil? Correct? Done, Okay, good. So you have 5 Ps. Product, price and profitability. You've got, what else? You've got partners. Some of the things. So as I was listening to Dr. Philip, the light, I love it. Yesterday, it resonated with me, So very research-backed. Mine is for my own particular experience, And I've got, what else? Playground. So I'll share one by one. Let's go. Product. Now, speakers, trainers, coaches. Okay, let me just talk about trainers and speakers. What is your product? Tell me, please. What's your product? Your product, no? What's your product? Yourself. Okay, that's one, correct. Now, you got many ways to sell yourself, you know. So, I don't know what you're going to sell, Michael. Many ways of selling yourself. But what do you sell in your business? Oh my God. What do you all sell? Okay, training programs, correct? Programs. When you speak, what are you selling? Wow. Okay, very good. Fine. Okay. Never mind. Okay, listen. Now, product. B, so every P, you will see an S. Oh, problem also, huh? Every P, you will see an S. So you see this, okay. Now, product means I want you to be, what? Surgical. So, what I have found in my business, when I started out, it was very generic, models, frameworks. But honestly, I think I like what Michael was saying also yesterday. Michael, who is not, right? Michael Anand. And he said, yes, okay. So, you talk about people who, treat people like they're 12 years old. So, I realized that through my experience. Sometimes I think people should be able to connect the dots because I can connect the dots. But no. Some people need to be spoon-fed. So when I do a talk or I do a program, for me, I follow these 4R principle. This is my own 4R, right? It has to be relevant, real, it has to be a right now problem, and it has to be ready to use solutions. So, okay, you can take that out if you like. So, relevant means I'm going to talk to the airline industry. So, I should give examples of the airline industry. There will be some people talking about airline industry, give banking examples, correct? Because that's how they do it. So, give relevant examples. Real. Now, what does real mean? Real for me was the differentiator. Real means I even talk their language. Anybody here work for Shell before? Anybody Shell? Yes? Right, Shell. Shell, they call me an NIE. You know, it's an NIE? Non-industry expert. So when I go in there, I'm going to train their territory managers who handle 1,000 stations in Malaysia. They say, Suresh, you need to make sure you connect. So I will go and learn their terms. They have things like this, DODO. Dealer-owned, dealer-operated stations. CODO, company-owned, dealer-operated. So when I talk their language, they say, this guy really knows us. Why not call him again? Because he understands our business. I make it real. Use the right terms, use the right words, use the right processes, use the right products, their own products. That's what makes it real. Even if it's a talk, you have to do. You want people to pay you 15,000, 10,000, 12,000 for an hour, do some work, no? Correct? Yeah, so that's what I do. And then you do what? Right now, what is happening right now? I use those examples and finally ready to use. And examples, if I'm doing customer service, I have a story, come. So this is called the Siva story. No, not that Siva. Huh? This Siva, I did not know that time. A small I. Oh, okay. So this is a guy who was working already for 10 years in his current company. He says, Suresh, help me out. I want to launch myself. So I say, okay, what are the 3 things that you do? So he said, I do customer service, presentation skills, and I do communication. I said, okay, good. All 3 I also do. Tell me, customer service, what do you focus on? He says, complaint management. I say, great. What do you focus on in complaint management? How to receive requests, and when complaints are there, how do you manage your emotion? How do you calm them down? I say, if the father-mother statements come out from the client, how do you manage? He said, oh, never thought of it. If they force you to call the boss in and the boss is not around, what are they supposed to say? How do they say no politely? He has no idea. So it's not ready to use. You get me? So I still said, never mind, I'll put you in 3 companies. The UN, a German company, and also I put you in a local medical distributor. Let me get my customers to test you out. All customers told me he's okay, Suresh, for basic level, but we will probably only give him executives. Make sense? And to not sell. He has a lot of passion, but it's not for us. Cool. So Siva never ended in our business, right? Now I've got another one. So for Siva, for anybody, if you're going to train that lower level, what are the 4R for them? Operational problem solving. For example, these are simple examples. I'm just giving you for customer service. Yeah. And directors, what I've learned is, since now I've grown in the business, they want real stories, real cases. Don't give me frameworks and models. I'm not interested. What has worked? Tell me, what have you done in the whole picture? They want to hear those things. And then they follow me over and over again. Right? And 90% of our business is repeat. Yeah. And we stopped really doing active marketing 15 years ago. Cool. And for me, that's also part of flourishing. Now, so you all know the middle guy here? Familiar? So he's quite well known. So I was sharing the stage, these 3 people. Public mutual top agents, they only call the same speaker once a year. I was called 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. And because I'm also an investor, interestingly enough, what they showed me is, I know my agent is getting feedback as the talk is going on, And she says, let me stand aside. And she says, what? Thank you for all the wishes. I love this motivator, Suresh. Okay, right. He can really relate to what we do. Yes, very relevant. Then you can decide, come. Speaker was good, content was relevant, build is their department, and then you've got what? I like the analytical data, convincing. So, 4R again. Now, don't look at the numbers, okay? PDPA. Another example, let me give you. Now, I've been training for 12 years. They call me over and over again. This guy knows our business in and out. So, call him very simple. I speak the same lingo. Going to speak to this. This is the scenario. Outlet, managers, 10 to 30 years. What am I going to teach them about running a business? They've been running a business for 30 years, correct? So, what do I do? Now, this is what I do. I take a video for a test drive. I use that video in my talk. They see live. Of course, I cover the face of the person and I share with them, these are the issues, these are the mistakes. Before I go and give a talk, I go inside there, I become a customer, I use that same information. The next day, I see the same people serving me in my talk. And they freak out. The client says, this guy really makes an effort. Dale Carnegie said this, you need to be interested to be interesting. Make sense? So I showed interest, I become interesting. That is product. You got the right product, the other 4 piece of cake. Cool. Okay. This is me again. Insurance. So many examples. Yeah, so many examples. And this was in Singapore. Singapore, I don't even have to pitch. Somebody who attended another talk saw me, called me, Suresh, I need you to come to Singapore. I said, what's the fee? 2,000. 2,000. I thought ringgit. She said, not ringgit, of course. I said, oh, okay, Sing dollar. No, how can Sing dollar? 2,000 USD. So that time is 4.7. So how much? 10,002, 10,003, right? 1 hour talk, go, fly back, come back, enjoy life. True? But I went there, I had information about 20 other companies in the same space as Dell. Now I share with them what their competitors are doing. They said, this guy knows his stuff. APEC leaders from 21 countries. This is in Vietnam, right? Global Summit. And these guys were saying what? Did you work with us in the past, Suresh? Because I got so many examples, they felt, some of them say, is there a CCTV somewhere in the office? How do you know all our scenarios? Because of the research I will do. Makes sense? Okay, good. So that's number 1. Number 2, price. Oh, I got only 30 minutes left. Oh my God. Okay, be smart. Again, with the P comes the S, correct? So price, profitability, be smart, be sustainable. Manage your ego and manage your cash flow. Normally when money starts coming in, what do we do? Buy a car. Fantastic. What else do you do? Then MAPS convention. But try to pay super early bird for next year Penang. I like it. Okay. Now, few stories here also. Maybe I have to speed up also. Now, speaker income. I use the most mature market in the world, which is normally the US market. Okay? Because we know, and when we look at the gurus, we look at speaking and all that, and NSA was one of the earliest associations. So I'll use that. Now, this is the story. Right? So if you look at 57% at the bottom, under 50K a year they make. If you ask me, if you're going to make 50K a year, don't do your own business. Agree? What should you do? Go back to employment. There must be a way for you to make more. Correct? How many percent make more than, how many percent make 500,000 to a million a year? 5%. That's USD. Yeah? And in that country, that's the scenario. But let's look at Malaysia. A bit more. 2026 speaker flow study, 65% of speakers charge less than 5,000 per gig in the US. Regular US professional speakers charge USD 1 to 10K. Sounds a bit like Malaysia as well. And NSA says out of the 3,000 plus members, how many? A fraction earn $1 million a year. So not many do. But I'm telling you, it's very possible. So when we hit 1 million in ringgit, we thought next one will be 1 million USD. So we also achieved that. All right, before this talk lah. Okay, thank you. But I want to let you know it is possible. So why? Because of the pricing and the profitability. So in my mind, right? This is Malaysia. Malaysia, more or less here. Just stand here. Malaysia emerging speakers, I think sound more right, more or less right. But in my experience, when I talk to the people in my own field, it's about 8 to 15K, correct? Right, for established speakers. So I also charge about maybe 10 to 12 for my 1 hour talk. Okay, now, this is the Silk story. When I started out, When I came out of Sunway, the market rate was 3,005. So my clients told me, why should we pay you market rate? I said, because the market rate is 3,005. Common sense, isn't it? But common sense is not very good, thank you. But who is Suresh? Nobody knows. So some people say, you must sell your worth. Oh, I love it. But nobody knows you are on earth. So how on earth do you sell your worth? Correct or not? And nobody knows you exist. So instead of managing this 3,005, no, I'm worth 3,005, manage the ego. Get the cash flow coming in. So I only needed 4,000 to survive. 1,005 would give me 4,005. So I charged instead of 3,515. That's how we hit 100,000 in the first year. So I had no stress. All right. So manage. People don't know you. Build that credibility until people want to pay you. You have to give, what is it? You have to give 1,000 free speeches, correct? Before people pay you, thousands to hear you speak. 2007, manufacturing plants stopped doing training. So we thought, what to do? HR director says, do, don't do, don't do. So I said, very simple. I will come in for 3 days, free of charge. I will talk to 30% of your people, find out your problem, then I will present to you for free. And after that, you decide. After I presented to the CEO asked the HR director, so when's the training starting? I got 3 years worth of training after that because of 3 free days. Makes sense? So manage the ego, bring in the cash. Now, even if I did not get the deal, the experience I get, that becomes my raw material for my keynotes later in life. Because I did not write a book. Oh no, sorry, I did not run a corporate business, a huge listed company. But I do have books. So some of you who know me, you never knew I had books, right? I got 6 books. Have you seen my books or not? All unwritten, incomplete. Totally incomplete, unpublished. Only here. So nothing. So what to do? I have to get that experience. I have to use real examples. People must pay me because they want to know real cases. So that's my real cases. That's what I did. Then I've got here, name card. I just started. This is a colleague of mine, also founder of Maps. And when we started out, he said, Suresh, you have an office? I said, I mean, not exactly. He said, yeah, take my card. So his card, interestingly enough, he showed me his name card. Wow. Mont Kiara Suites. Fuyo. Just started business. Wow. And he said, what about you, Suresh? So I gave him my card. So let me show you my name card. My first name card. This is my first name card. Can you see the address? 17 Lorong Intan Baiduri. This is my house, He looked at me, your house? No, you cannot do that. I said, why? Image, Suresh, image. I said, how much do you pay, Andrew? His name is Andrew. How much do you pay, Andrew? 1 month rental? 5,000 ringgit. I said, 5,000 has to go out before 1 cent comes in. He said, that's the cost of doing business. Oh, image, Suresh, image, presence, branding. 2 years later, he's working from home. Manage the ego, manage the... very good. Okay, so Mont Kiara Sweet Essence, forget it. Now, the real test of your price and profitability is during COVID. So for me, COVID, that's the only year our business slumped. So in COVID, 2020, our revenue went down by 65%. Now, just to let you know, we had 3,000 training providers in Malaysia at that time. Right? And I got this information from Dr. Oliver Ho. Some of you might know him. Right? He worked closely with HRD Corp. And he said 2,000 survived, 1,000 closed down in that 1 year. Yeah? So in my case, revenue dropped by 65%. We started giving free, 60 to 90 minutes. People needed to find out. Yeah? And then we had 40% discounts for people to test it out to see if it works or not. And also we invested to pivot. So we went to learn how to use Zoom, how to use all this technology. And we did some collabs. And 2021, what happened was revenue went up by 117%. But we did not hit yet pre-COVID numbers. But we stopped giving freebies. We also just gave 20% discounts. And we also were in 21 new countries. So I had about 12-hour sessions a day. Morning would be Malaysia and ASEAN. Afternoon would be the Middle East and Europe. And at night would be the US. So you've got the US dudes there with the Malaysian clown here, right? Listening to me talk. I was like, wow, the world is my playground right now. That happened in COVID. Makes sense? Then after that, when we opened back to come back to work, I was not interested to come back to work because my office was 5 steps from my bedroom. No traffic jam and all that. But, well, we came back, right? We came back. It's a different. And then, of course, eye problems, 12 hours, right? So eye problems are after that, yeah? But that is the number 2, yeah? Now, number 3 is partnerships. So I believe solo equals so-so. Anybody here, one-man show, one-woman show? Anybody? Got? Right. So my suggestion is, please get someone. So for me, partners are very important. There are a few partners that handles your operations, training providers, speaker bureaus are your partners, your team that's on the ground helping you out, yeah, associates and etc. But you know, I have a big team, no? How many people? Very big. And the number 2, is this person. So this is Rajesh. Yes, my wife, hello. Somebody, whoo, yeah, I know. You can only dream, but I have the benefit. Okay, so yes, that's how it is. So Rajesh, she is the backbone. Seriously, she's the backbone. If she was not there, I don't know. So she's my my business partner, my life partner, my bed partner, and all the other partners, lah. Okay, and yeah. So of course we grow together, and it's most of the time it's always been just the 2 of us, you know. And imagine when you make a revenue which is 7 figures, and it's just the 2 of you. We call it ROE, return on employee. Can you imagine how, you know? And so you're flourishing because you got more than enough. True or not? Now you're getting the freedom that you asked in the beginning. Then you've got, yes. And the next one is the TPs. I had at one point in time 10 TPs working for me, right? But not all were active. So you also learn who are your TPs. So work with TPs, I'm very fine. I still do. About 5-10% of my work comes from TPs. But our rates are a bit higher. And they have to decide. And if they have premium client, then they take us. Right? If not, 90% of my business comes from me. Then you've got the team, the gang. 15 of us. One of them is here also. Where's Yosh? Yosh is somewhere here as well. So, but they're all outsourced. They're not on my payroll. So we handle 1.1 million business. We handle 6,000 people business. You know, but we don't have to have employed staff. So we manage that way. That's our model. Cool? 15. So more or less 2 or 3. Now we have 3 people in the team. Right, and associates now. So we are able to do big business because we deal a lot with associates. So some of them, you can see here. You recognize any of them? Yeah, so Ariva and Sasi are the people I use the most. Where are they? My brothers from different mothers, correct. Right, and so Roy is here, yes, Roy. We just had a session in, where was it? In Kuantan, right? And that 25 sessions, that we're going to be doing. So that's what we do. You don't have to have a big establishment. I mean, that's how I have built my business. Cool. And then you have another guy. There you go. And you see, just came out. All these people I've given business to, but PK, I have not given business to him yet, but he's given me business already. So we're going to do business with a local bank. Cool. Then, when you have good partners and you cannot make it, what happens? You can send one of these people who have already the 3 Ps. Right? So I sent one of these associates of mine to Dubai because I couldn't make it. This client booked all the delegates. They booked the hotel. They booked my room. They forgot to book me. And then they called me and said, Suresh, this is the date. I said, what are you talking about? And I was flying so much, in 1 month, 6 countries. I said, I'm not going to fly. No, Suresh, you have to. So who do I think of? And he purposely takes a picture at the Burj Khalifa to show me, as usual, Ariva in his style. But that's the thing. So life is amazing. Amazing. We've got so many people working together, but how many of us in the team? 2 people. You don't need such a large business. I mean, for me. Okay, for me. Now, the extras here for me, stage 3 businesses. Now, maybe in another talk, I'll share what are stage 3 businesses, but in general, these are businesses which already have a solid customer base. You know where you shine, your product is established, you're being recommended quite a bit, and you know how much is coming in on, worst case scenario, right? So all the other things, like, all the other things here, hampers, logistics and all that. So we don't handle all those things. We just outsource. Those days we used to handle. But now what for? All waste of my time. Right? So if we have this mantra, we say what? If you have a lot of time, spend it to make money. Okay? If you have a lot of time, spend it to make more money. If you have a lot of money, spend it to more time. So when you have a lot of coming in, now all the unimportant things, give that. So those of you who are not having any more staff, hands up. So yes, not easy, you're doing it all alone. So would you hire your spouse? No. Okay. If you won't, okay. Not everybody can work with a spouse, agree? If you cannot work with a spouse, find somebody else's spouse. Yeah, you sure, okay, then find somebody else's daughter or son, up to you, whatever you want. Okay, very quickly. So the fourth P, I only got 1 minute. Okay, give me a bit more. So process. Now, it's a business. So you can speak, you can talk. Most trainers that I know get their speaking gigs from training. I don't know of any speaker who gets just speaking. Anybody here just gets all their revenue from speaking? Anybody? No, right? Most of us are doing something else. That's the main business. Even Dato, full also, 80% of the time is training, 20% is speaking, right? But when each speech you do, the number is high, the ticket is high, yeah? But how many of that can you get? The maximum I have charged for a session is 30,000 per day. That's maximum I've charged, But when I do business like in training, I can make $1 million deal or $1 million deal, right? And I don't have to do it. Raymond is not here today. But Raymond and I did a 270,000 deal. He got the lion's share, I got the rest. Right? But I'm also doing something else somewhere else. So that's what we do. So here, fast, be flexible, be accessible, simple and total. This is my process when I deal with my clients. Oh, time's up. Okay, never mind. I'm still here. Okay? So be flexible. Listen. Flexible. Vikram, be flexible. Okay. Okay, very good. You all had to do whatever up, down. Now give me my time. Okay. What up, down you are doing? Okay? Okay, so be flexible. Flexible, you understand now? Flexible means flexible with your content. Be flexible. Some speakers, some trainers, I will only speak about A, B, C. Clients want you to customize. Be able to customize. Sometimes timing changes. Be flexible. Make it easy for people to work with you. Accessible. Be responsive. Sometimes you just lose a deal because you're not even responding. And I've got deals because somebody else did not respond. Fantastic, great, continue. Then you've got simple. Simple means we go a bit extra. They say, Suresh, we're doing this event, you're going to be the keynote, but do you know anybody who does door gifts? Yeah, we do. We will get the contact, we will call them, we'll get them then to call the client. We make life simple for the client. They say, better do everything with you, man. Make sense? And the last one is total. I realized, because I do a lot of training, people just don't want a 2-day program. They want a before and after, in between, the intervention, the whole, 9 yards. So we grow that way. So total solutions. Maybe after your speech, you have webinars. After your speech, you have coaching sessions. After your speech, you have e-learning platforms to do. Whatever it is. But you must have more than just your speech. So people come to you as the authority, as the center. So that's the process. And finally, this is what got me international. With the 4 P's in place, where I played was important. So, playground, it's more about your space. Where's your space? So let me show you a bit of, these are the people I play with. So these are some of my clients, not all. So if you look at the clients here, you see them fall into 4 categories, am I right? Either they are MNCs, multinationals, or they are government-linked companies, or they are small, medium enterprises, or they are governments, correct? But most of them are, you're all taking picture of my clients. You want to check, is it? Okay. So most of them are MNCs. When you play in the playground where the MNC people are playing, they will have regional conferences. And when they have regional, and they go from country to country. And when they are in Malaysia and Singapore, best place. In fact, Malaysia even better because it's a bit cheaper. Right? So they come here, Malaysia is hosting ASEAN Summit, APEC Summit, Global Summit. We need a speaker here to impress our delegates from all over the world. They must think of Suresh Dhawan. Understand? They have to think of me. And that will only happen if I do a good job in the first place. Right? Because I have to create that environment. So, right, Michael said, right? It's not just about me, it's about the energy that you create, about the impact that you make. Right? That's what they want. And once I do that, they say, you have to bring everywhere. From there, I get India. I got India because Singapore and the Philippines recommended to Germany, take Suresh to India. That's how I got India. Makes sense? That's how it works. That's how. I've never spoken to a speakers bureau or training provider in any other country. I go overseas because the clients themselves tell their counterparts in other countries. That's how I went. But there are many ways to go. Many ways to go to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, right? So that's my playground. That's my playground. And so it's just some pictures. Yes, I know. Flexible, Bharati. Make life simple for me, you understand? So these are some pictures. Yeah, so many pictures. See, I love my job, you know. You get to spend time with so many other people's wives forever. How it works. Right, this is my good friend from Chennai, India. And then I've got, Mumbai. All right? So different countries. This is business and pleasure. This was in Lake Taal in Philippines. So, you know, you get to travel, you enjoy life. This was in Jakarta. Right. So, there. See, I really love my job. Victoria's Secret, man. What's the one? And the best thing is my wife was also there. Of course, after these photos, I got a lecture, but you know. Yeah, that's part of life. That's part of life. So, UN, also my client. This is UNICEF. Right? So, we've been doing quite a bit of business. So, it's very possible. I'm telling the Malaysians, I'm telling the rest of you, get your 5 P's together. So, you know, right? So, in your own area, in your own nature, whatever it is, get your 5 P's together. Now, the last one, extra P. Too much of P's already, but extra P for me, when you are going towards your 5 P's, sometimes things get you down, agree? Sometimes unexpected stuff happens, correct? Agree? So you know, it's like when the plane is trying to take off. There's a lot of, I think Peter talked about planes and all that, right? I was not here, I was sleeping, I had to change room at 4 in the morning. Outside, too much of traffic, right? So, the plane is taking off, there's a lot of vibration. There's a time sometimes you think, take off, don't take off, take off, don't take off. So, can I tell you one final story? Sure? Okay, great. Now, yes. Okay. So, my propulsion, my fuel to move forward comes from my roommate in the university. When I was growing up, second semester in the university, my roommate got a call from his mom and she went frantic. She went frantic, father going crazy, turned up in the office to pick the mom up, half naked. You know, he was actually exhibiting symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. His life turned upside down. And after that, he actually wanted to also stop university. So I saw in that kind of scenario, if I was in the father's situation, how would my family take it? So I was constantly in a rush. I have to make that money. I have to protect my family. I have to defend. So anytime I am down, I think of him. You know, there was a time he had to even go to the psychiatrist that his father was going for. When we saw him, his face was inside, his hands were shivering, you know, and he wanted to commit suicide 2 times. You know, not easy, and you know this person in person. And you see him and he was a good student, good looking dude. You know, I had a girlfriend, not sure she'll get married. Let me ask the ladies here, would you want to marry somebody like that? Knowing his life is going to be quite difficult. Huh? Yes or no? No, right? Would you want your kids to marry? No, right? And he's not sure, you know, what kind of jobs would he do? So anyway, took care of his dad for 18 years. So for me, every time I'm down, I remember that guy. I want to be able to not have that experience, protect my family from that experience. So his father passed away 2018, before COVID, right? 2020, right? So he took care of his dad for 18 years with the mom, right? And he's still around. He said he got married, he has a kid also. And in fact, actually right now, he's telling you the story. All right, so that person is myself. So that is why freedom for me is extremely important, right? So with that, ring the bell. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. With everything, there is a story. One person who's not clapping, not standing. I met him for breakfast at Sarvana Bhavan, and I was talking about we are doing a convention, and I want some good speakers. So Suresh did go, after all this, he has gone through the panel judges. But you know who that one person was who told me while having dosa with me, said there is one speaker who should be there in this convention, and that is Suresh. And that one person who recommended in that moment wrote to Suresh, said, you have to speak at that convention, was PK. Right there. A big round of applause for PK. He was the one who wrote to Suresh, even though Suresh went through the panel judges even after achieving all this. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.